Blaney's rejoining there, they're all three wide. Neil's trying to get involved and Blaney hits them both off. Blaney comes back on the track, hits both cars. It's the right on the back of Bradders into the hairpin on the inside. Bradders outbreaks his own, they both pass, just hard to say. Stevie passes them all straight through. Oh, Callum's lost it! Callum's lost it! What a recovery! He uses the wall, but what a recovery there from Callum. Let's have a look at Steve. Now Stevie holds his own around the outside. And no way Jose, but then gets a slow run out of the corner. Bids us right up on the outside of him again. This is brilliant. LPB WTCR Championship Round 6 Race 2 from Bathurst. Hi everyone and welcome back to LPB Racing for the LPB WTCR Championship on Project Cars 2. This is Race 2 from Bathurst of our round 6. So here we are, Race 2. Let's take you through the grid for this one then. So sunset here at Mount Panorama at Bathurst, and it's Will on pole position with Blake alongside, and then it's Pash in third with Bidster in fourth. Look at the numbers on the grid markings there, so you can see Intrepid is in fifth with Cy Racing in sixth. We've got Stevie 7th and Bert in 8th, so Stevie's got some work to do to get to where Bids is. Then we've got Twerdy in 9th with Neil Farmack in 10th. Then we've got George 11th with Darren in 12th. Got Bradders 13th and TY all the way at the back in 14th place. He's got some work to do in this one. So let's get on with the race then. Here we go, Will on pole position. And off we go, and it's a good start from Will as well. Fantastic start, but the BMW goes straight through the middle. Bang, bang, have that. BMW goes straight through the middle. Pash into the lead, into the first corner. Bullies his way through to the lead. And Will holds on to second place if he can. Everyone else a bit more... we're going to say a bit more cleanly through, but Twerdy and Darren are off the road on the left-hand side, so there's always one casualty usually. But it's this time was that Bert actually? Was that Bert? Yes, it was Bert actually. Sorry, not Darren, it was Bert. So beg your pardon there. As we go down to the next corner, Bidster's on the inside of someone there, the inside of Intrepid. Intrepid runs wide in the BMW, loses speed up the hill. And meanwhile, we've got Neil Farmack further back, but Pash is still in the lead from Blake. Bids, and then it's Stevie into the hairpin. Pash gets on the power. Bids and Stevie Bids gets alongside Blake. A good move there from Bids into second place. Now he's behind the BMW of Pash. As Blake goes a bit wide there, Stevie could have the opportunity to go through it here as well, but can't quite do it now. Bids on the back of Pash as you go down to the dipper. And Stevie runs wide, hits the wall there. Now Bids on the outside of Pash into the corner. And Pash, Bids is on the gravel. Bids is off onto the gravel. He's been put off onto the gravel. Don't know whether there was contact there, but I don't think there was. But I think Bids just got pushed out wide. And Bids now down to 6th place. Meanwhile, further back, we've got Bradders and TY together. There's Bradders on the inside of TY. TY going through on the right, and Bradders comes back across. The whack, have that. And yeah, a bit messy down there, but I think Bradders, once he started the pinball effect, it just went big time. So all the packs still together. Down the straight, Intrepid now in front of Bidster. Bidster harassing him now, and Blake going for the lead on Pash. Remember, the Mercedes won't have the top speed compared to the BM. He'll go alongside, he'll hit the limiter, and Pash will be able to fight straight back here, or he should be able to, down the bottom of the hill, but the Mercedes has got some good legs there. Down the hill onto the brakes, and Cy Racing goes to the inside of Stevie there on the inside, and Bidster goes off. Bidster spun, George there hits him, but Bids has had an awful opening lap here. He's spun twice, he's gone off once, spun again, and now he's back to the bottom of the field in 13th place. Meanwhile, everyone else down through the last corner. So in the lead then, it is now Blake in the lead with Pash in second. So Pash goes down to second, Blake in the lead, Pash second. Then it's Stevie, Cy Racing, and then Neil Farmack on the back of Cy Racing now in 5th place. And then it's Darren in 6th, a good 6th place for Darren so far. Will is in 7th. Will, he was in 7th. Intrepid comes alongside, one sort of hits him off, I think, or something happened there, but again, more contact. So people need to start cleaning this up, really. I know there's a lot happening, but yeah, I think just general awareness of people needs to go up and be improved here. It looks like a few training sessions might have to be on hand for most people here, so we'll have to see how that goes. But meanwhile, at the front, it's still It's still Blake from Pash, and then Stevie trying to go around the outside of him. The BMW defends the inside. It'll be slower out the corner. Oh, maybe not slower out the corner. He actually picks up some good traction there. Pash and the BMW. And now up over the top we go. Neil Farmack trying to stick on the back of these boys, and Darren's not too far off, making this a six-way battle. Up over the mountain. Watch for people running wide at this next corner. Very easy to do. As there, Stevie proves there, and Pash does as well. They both run wide. Darren only just avoids the wall in the background as we go down towards the dipper now. Into the dipper, and it's still Blake from Pash from Stevie into the dipper. Careful on your brakes, beer boys. One mistake could mean definite bad stuff. As we go to down the dipper, and we're all nice through there. Bidster's at the back of the grid now. He's got Bert for company, and Will and everyone. So Will and Bert and Bradders all together, and Bert proving his credentials in race one, but now he's going to try and go around the outside of Bradders. Oh, there's contact as he hits Bradders, and Bidster just goes through past both of them. So there weren't really a gap there for Bert, but Bradders just making a little mistake there, and his teammate now goes through. Let's see if Bids can pull Bradders along, but with Bradders hitting the wall like that, I don't think that's going to happen. Meanwhile, back near the end of the straight, this 5-car train still together, and it's Blakeney holding up the bunch with Stevie. Oh, Stevie hits him off! Stevie hits him off. Blake has to go straight on now. Blake has to go straight on, and then everyone else sort of makes a sort of a... Oh, it's so tightly packed, it's like a car park, but Blake now is having to slow down and let Stevie take the lead because of how it happened. So Blake has to gets hit, has to shortcut the corner, and then has to give the place back to Stevie because of the rules. But Stevie's been a good sport here. He's actually letting Blake go back alongside him and take the place, so well done on him. But Neil looks up the inside of his teammate, Si looks up the inside of Stevie, but Neil slides out wide. Darren's now in this 6-car battle for the positions now, but good sporting behaviour there by Stevie, letting Blake go back through. As Si Racing and Patch now together down the straight. Neil Farmack trying to get involved in this as well. Darren right on the back, and if they continue like this, Intrepid, TY and George will be joining the battle soon. So as we go past on the inside of Si Racing, and runs a bit wide. Si Racing gets run wide off, almost into the wall, loses momentum, contact with Neil Farmack up the hill, bit of magnetising effect there. Up to the top of the hill, and Intrepid's on them now. It's now a 9-car train because George is in this as well. This is incredible. Up over the hill now onto the mountain section. Neil Farmack grazing the wall there. And he's got another BMW right behind him as Stevie makes a mistake. Stevie makes a mistake there, and that's going to hold up the whole lot. There's Pash there. Oh, Si raced into the wall further back. Si raced into the wall. Neil goes through. This is madness. Down to the dipper. This is where it could all go wrong. If it's going to go wrong, it'll go wrong in big spectacular fashion. Darren's gone off, and it's happening. Darren's gone off. And Neil goes around the outside, but I think they've all kept it clean through there, actually. Pretty good job there by everyone there. Neil Farmack goes through, Darren gathers it up, and now he's got a train behind him as George looks for a way past TY. They're together down towards the Forest Elbow. TY on the inside, can't stop the car. I thought he would have hit Intrepid there, but luckily gets away with it. But George and TY absolutely battling with well, I think they've got weapons as well. Battling with everything they've got here. Madness as Bidster's trying to catch up to Twirly, but Bidster's still got a lot of ground to make up in this race. As everyone else together down the hill towards the little kink at the end of the Conrod straight and into the left-hander at the end. Si Racing's on the grass. That's not going to help you stop. He's on the grass. He can't stop. And bang, hits Intrepid but takes himself off. Intrepid and Darren go off on the grass because they were together as well. Darren rejoins. Intrepid's gone round. Has he gone round? No, he's gone further back down the field, so it's all happened there. And Darren's letting places go. Twerdy goes through, 7th place for Twerdy there, and Intrepid there in 9th. We've got Si Racing and Bidster's back on the back of this bunch now. Bidster's on the back of Si Racing there after that incident, so all happening there. Really, really tense and dramatic stuff here. So what we'll do is we'll take a quick break and have a look at these replays for you. Here's the replays from the first half of the race. Okay, here's the first of the replays then on board with Intrepid. So watch here, his Pash goes straight through between Blake and Will and just forces a gap. Bit of a bullying there really, but yeah, a bit of a bullying way to go through. But Pash then eventually takes the lead, and then Will and Blakeney left to fight over second. And now let's have a look further back on board with George. So watch Twerdy on the left as we break me there. We actually hit a car into the corner, and then out the corner Bert just comes across, tries to go through past Cyrus, and then ends up coming across into Twerdy, who he didn't see, and both cars go off. Now let's have a look at this from on board with Twerdy. So there goes George, bang, hits the car in front of him. The watches there, Bert comes across, and just two cars into one just don't go, and there's contact, and they both spin round, but they both eventually get going. And now here's a look at the plate. Pash and Bidster incident down ahead, so what's Pash go wide there, Bidster goes to the outside, carries momentum, but then it just, Pash goes wide, runs into Bidster, who then goes off onto the gravel, losing control of the car. And now let's take a look from the outside camera, so watching Bidster here, as we see Stevie hit the wall, Pash goes wide, Bidster goes to the outside, and Pash just runs wide, then running Bidster off the track, so Pash runs wide and then runs Bidster off the track, causing him to go down the field, and then rejoin back in 6th. Here's the last look at this incident. So on board with Bids, we go around the corner, Pash hits the wall, we go through the gap on the outside, and then all of a sudden Pash just doesn't turn into the corner, runs us into the gravel, and then Bids has to power his way through here and then rejoin safely in 6th. And now here's a look at TY and Bradders. It's quite fun opening laps. We go through around here, Bradders almost hits the wall and goes into TY almost. And it's so close around here, it's unbelievable. We switch to the roof cam on TY, there's contact between the two cars. Down into the dip, and Bradders is slowing down because there's an incident ahead. And Bradders goes wide, and then into the next corner, he hits the wall on the inside, goes to that side and the slides. TY's in the wrong place at the wrong time, they make contact again. TY then gets on the power and Bradders is in the way. And then we go down to the Forest Elbow down here. Into this corner, Bradders actually gets a good line through there, and TY then has to chase him down the straight. And now here's a replay on board with Bidster down to the end of the Conrod straight on the limiter. Everyone else hits the brakes, Cyrus, and then everyone else slows up, and Bidster hits the brakes too late, hits the back of Intrepid's car and spins himself round. Poor old George has nowhere to go and has to sort of hit Bidster, and then there goes the rest of the field, and then we have to wait to rejoin. A very bad lap from Bidster there. Okay, here's the replay on board with George then on lap, we're on to lap 2, so we're going into the first corner. Will's getting past it, 3 wide. George on the inside backs off, Intrepid goes on the brakes late, a little bit of contact there, and Will ends up eating the gravel, but 3 to 1 just doesn't go, and Will was the unlucky one. Okay, here's the replay on board with TY for the action at the end of the Conrod straight on lap 3, so we're going down this straight on the limiter. We see Cyrus on the left there, hits the grass, brakes, goes on the grass again, can't stop the car, hits Intrepid, spins himself off, then the other cars go to the inside to try and get safely through the corner. Intrepid has to slow down with the BMW on the grass. Meanwhile, Darren and George can just keep the foot down and gain a few positions there. And now back to the racing action. And as we come back from those replays, then it's Blake in the lead with Stevie now behind him in second. 5/10 is still the gap. Still roughly the same gap as we go up the mountain then, just getting slightly darker here at Bathurst now. The sun's starting to set even more. Then we've got Pash and Neil together, the two BMWs looking to get some good points for their team of smoking tyres. So the two teammates there running together. Up the hill we go, and then we've got Twerdy and Darren, is it, together? Yes, we've got Twerdy and Darren together. Twerdy ahead of Darren, and then we've got Intrepid 9th, Cy Racing in 10th, and Bids in 11th. Bert in 12th, Bradders 13th, and Will is only just behind him in 14th, so a little battle brewing there for 13th and 14th places. We'll come back to that a bit later on. Meanwhile, Steve is right on the back of Blake for the lead. Less than a tenth, as you can see the gaps there. You can throw a blanket over these two. Down the bottom of the dip, it is Stevie closing in on Blake, but Blake gets a good run out the bottom of the dip. And then we've got Neil and Patch together, the two BMWs still fighting for position. The two teammates still together. As you go into the corner, Patch goes very straight line into the corner. That's a different line. Goes wide out, ooh, sliced in front of his teammate. That wasn't intentional, he just had a bit of a slide on there. And now Neil Farmack goes to the outside, and he's going to try and get him through on momentum. Pash will try and tuck in for the draft, or he's not actually alongside, he's not properly passed yet. This could help TY out if they're both battling here. Meanwhile, Stevie and Blake side by side for the lead, down around the outside of the kink for Stevie, into the braking zone, takes the lead of the race. Stevie with a cracking move on Blake there, and meanwhile Neil Farmack takes third from Pash in fourth. TY's now looking to make amends and take advantage of the slower Pash out the corner. The Mercedes on the inside of the BM into the last corner, the Mercedes down the inside and up on the curb. And TY takes the place with a good move there, and into 4th place goes TY. Can he stay with Neil Farmack as Blakeney tries to stay with Stevie? Further back, we've got a few little battles emerging. We've got Intrepid there with Cy behind. So a few little battles starting to emerge there as we start the penultimate lap of this race, lap 5 of 6. And my word, this is the race for the books. This is a brilliant race. I know there's been a lot of up and down with the crashes and that, and a few little incidents here and there, but again, that's touring car racing for you. That's what we're doing. It's touring car racing. Rubbish is racing. It does happen. So it can't always be helped. As TY then gets a fantastic run up the hill, and he's trying to close in on Neil Farmack now. Let's go on board with TY as we go onto the cockpit camera, and he's on controller. That's why the steering wheel's moving quite weird. So he's on the controller and he's actually catching up to Neil Farmack. You can see the gap still staying the same here. Up over the top through the right hand, and he's actually closing now. Closing right up on the back of the BM as we go down the dips here, up over the top of the mountain. Oh, Neil slides wide and TY does the same thing, and they both just clip a little bit of the wall. Neil goes wide, TY goes through. Where's Neil? I can't, come on cameras. Pash goes through, and let's try and piece this together. So it's TY in 3rd, Pash now in 4th. Neil's gone back down, and Neil's hit Darren, and it's all happening. Twerdy shortcuts the corner. Oh wow, it's all happened there, but the camera's messed up. We couldn't see what was happening. This is where GT Sport comes in hand, because the cameras on that game are brilliant. But yeah, the camera's striking. Ah, Neil's lost it, being turned round by George, and Cy Racing goes just through the gap, and now Bids comes up to Neil and says hello, goes round the outside of him, side by side on the straight now. So what a few corners that were. Told you this was dramatic and touring car racing style. This is ultimate touring cars, this is. So George and we got Cy Racing and Darren together on the straight. We've got Bids and Neil side by side further back as well. There you can see Bids and Neil alongside each other as well. Neil's going to try and keep on the outside of Bids into this next one. Neil uses the speed of the BM and goes through. Oh, contact further ahead as Darren and Cy get into each other, and there's contact. Neil Farmack closes up, and Bids is ahead of Bert just. I saw they were very close earlier, and Darren now on the inside of Cy Racing into the last corner. Neil Farmack trying to gain what positions he can back. Intrepid makes a mistake. All 4 together. All these cars together. It's incredible as Intrepid then goes backwards, probably with a slowdown penalty. Cy Racing takes 6th. Neil on the outside. Darren on the inside. Bids closing up to all of them. This is amazing. On this last lap of the race now. On to the last lap of this race, and it's all a massive train for 6th place. Cy Racing's got a mob behind him. And it's Neil Farmack now attacking Intrepid down the straight. Neil Farmack on the inside, Intrepid not giving him much room. As slightest contact to wheel arches there, could have been disaster. But I'm surprised that didn't start a magnetising effect on this game. But luckily they got away with it. And Intrepid holds on to 7th, Neil. And then we've got Bids has moved up ahead of Darren. Bids is in the middle of this pack now. Bids has moved up a few positions here, using his experience in crowds and mayhem to try and slip his way through, because he's quite a slippery snake, Bids, when he's in a concertina battle like this. He really does find his way through. But Neil Farmack's doing the same thing. He's trying to get up positions. Shane hits the wall. That could be the opening that these lot need. Down to the dipper, focusing on this battle because it's the main one on track at the moment. As we go down to the dipper, then down to the bottom, through just the top half of it, and now into the really bit where it goes downhill. Whoa. Through the bottom. Everyone close together. Will Bids have a look here at Neil Farmack into the Forest Elbow? He goes wide. He's going for the run out because he knows the Mercedes has not got the speed on the way out the corner. Intrepid makes a mistake, and Neil goes through. Bids has now got to try and get through as well. You don't want to lift off if you can, because you don't want to lose any speed down the straight. Meanwhile, up front, Stevie's at the end of the straight, 2.5 seconds ahead of Blake, who's got TY's teammate right behind him now. Blake and TY together. TY looks like he's going to hold on for 3rd. He runs wide. Looks like it's going to be the same order. And then we've got Twerdy in 4th, Pash 5th. And now this lot, Cy, Neil, Intrepid, Bids looking for a way through as well and past Intrepid. But ahead of the pack, it's Stevie to win 2 out of 2 here at Bathurst. 2nd win in a row for Stevie. Well done. Good win there. Then it's Blake in 2nd. TY is going to be 3rd. Good points for that team as well. Team friendly fire. Twerdy 4th. Pash 5th, and then it's Cy Racing 6th, and this lot, Neil 7th, Bids gets 8th from Intrepid on the last corner, and then it's Bert and Darren, not necessarily in that order, but very close finish there. Then we've got George coming back in 12th, so it goes backwards down the order, and then we've got Bradders ahead of Will in 13th, and then Will back making up the 14. What an epic finish to a brilliant race, and we'll just get some replays in of the second half for you first. Here's the replays from the second half of the race. Okay, here's a replay of that action that we missed on lap 5 because the cameras went all funny. We couldn't see what was going on. So watch here, Neil goes into the corner. He's just sideways. T-Y reacts and just sort of goes off himself. Neil's still trying to gather up the car and goes wide into the wall and then onto the gravel, and T-Y is trying to recover his car as well. As Neil then rejoins, because on the other side of the track, so he loses control, and then Twerdy and someone else has contact there, so we'll get a replay at the end of that as well now. Okay, here's a replay what happened at the end of that end. So Twerdy is following George here. See, Neil's off. Neil goes to the inside. George reacts and goes off and clips the grass himself. Then Twerdy sort of hits him, and George goes into a bit of a spin, and then Darren and Neil alongside each other. Then we all sort of get going again back in 5th and 8th places. Now here's a look at the end of that. So it's George on board with George. Watch here. He goes into the corner. Neil breaks, and then just George hits him, and then ends up spinning Neil Farmack out, and then Cy Racing goes through the narrowest of gaps there as Neil rejoins with Bidster on his outside. So we'll get a different angle on that for you now. Okay, here's that now from Neil's point of view. So going down the hill, and all of a sudden we break as Darren slows down. Then George doesn't really have anywhere to go, hits him, then sides one straight through the middle, and Bidster goes to the outside to try and make up some places as well. So I think there Darren was just slowing down, and Neil didn't have any time to react, and neither did George, which spun Neil round. Okay, here's a replay of something that we missed earlier. So this is how George went back down from 6th down to almost last. As we go down through here, side by side over the curve, and Intrepid then hits George. It was very hard to call blame there, but George ended up going backwards on the grass and goes right back down the order and rejoins back down almost in 12th, 13th place. Okay, let's have a second look at this now, but we're just going to slow this down a bit. So we're going to go into the corner, and you see there George is on the outside, Shane on the inside. Now remember, this is at speed, so Shane actually goes up, tries to give him loads of room, but goes on the curb. There's no grip on the curb, and then he ends up going straight into George, knocking him off, and he was very lucky not to take himself out, and George gets put on the grass. See, he's full lock to the racetrack, but he can't do anything to it at that point. The car's past its trajectory, and round it goes, locking all the wheels, and then ends up hitting the wall and continuing off to go down past the braking zone. Okay, here's the replay of the last lap, then coming down to the last corner as Bidster then goes for the inside of Intrepid into the last corner. Up the inside, no contact, but Intrepid has to give him space, and Bidster steals 8th place from Intrepid on the last corner. And another close finish behind was Bert and Darren, so we're going down into the last corner, as you see there. Darren goes a bit hot into the corner, runs a bit wide, and then Bert can pull alongside, but he's just not got the legs on the other Renault, and then ends up finishing in 11th place. And now we come back from that, we will now take you to the results. Okay guys, here's the results after that one then. So Stevie wins again at Bathurst, 2 in a row for Stevie, well done to him. Blaney in 2nd with TY in 3rd. Then everyone else was quite close. Twerdy in 4th, Pash 5th, Cy Racing in 6th. We've got Neil in 7th. Then we've got Bidster just taking Intrepid for 8th place on the last corner. Intrepid then down to 9th, disappointingly. Darren in 10th. We've got Bert in 11th. George finishes in 12th with Bradders in 13th. And Will rounds off the 14th. So after we come back from that then, there is your winner, Stevie in the green Mercedes there. 2 out of 2 here at Bathurst for Stevie. Fantastic races by all, and a few incidents, bit of contact all round, but that's touring cars for you. So Stevie wins, well done to him, and we will see you guys next time for races 3 and 4 of round 6, which will be at Brno in the Czech Republic. So we'll see you for that one, guys. Take care. Thank you for watching another race by LPB Racing. Hope you all enjoyed that one at Bathurst. And next time, guys, we will be at round 6, race 3, which will be from Brno in the Czech Republic.